Today's lesson we're going to start with order of operations. Now remember PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So if we look at our first problem here, the P stands for parentheses, so we have 11 minus 6 in parentheses, so we must solve that first. 11 minus 6 is 5. Next, we have multiplication and division, which goes together, and the rule says that we must do multiplication and division from left to right. So 5 times 4 is 20, divided by 2 gives us 10. Now sometimes the problem can get more complicated, such as our second one. If you notice, we have these, which are brackets. They work the same way as parentheses. So inside our brackets, we have more parentheses, so that is where we must begin. 18 divided by 6 will give us 3. Now we have 2 times 3 plus 1. We must do our multiplication first. 2 and 3 give us 6 plus 1 in our brackets, so that equals 7. We can't forget about our 25 out here at the beginning, so we have 25 minus 7 gives us our answer of 18. So again, just as a reminder, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, we must always look for parentheses. In the case of our second problem here, if you have parentheses inside the parentheses, you actually want to start over and look for parentheses and exponents. And we be sure to multiply and divide from left to right, and also as we add and subtract, we must begin at the left and multiply to the right. I said that wrong. Add or subtract from left to right. The next part of our lesson deals with converting between feet and inches. As I wrote at the bottom, it is important to remember that 1 foot equals 12 inches. So as we come up here, we have our first problem is 2 feet equals how many inches. So if 1 foot is 12, then 2 feet would be 2 12s, which will give us 24 inches. Our next question, very similar, but now we have it in reverse. Now I know how many inches. We have 48 inches, and I need to know how many feet that is. So a couple ways to think our way through this problem. We can ask ourselves how many 12s fit into 48, and that's exactly what I'll do. I'm just going to count by 12s. It goes 12, 24, 36, 48. It's exactly what we need. We have 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, and our answer is 4 feet. For our final conversion, I'm going to start where we left off with our 48 inches equals how many feet. Now I need to get to 66 feet. So if I continue adding 12s, I'm at 60. Add another 12, and I go to 72. So this tells me that I must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet, but I still have 6 inches left. So 6 inches is half a foot, so it looks like our final answer will be 5.5 feet equals 66 inches. In our last type of problem we are going to look at, we are finding the area of a rectangle. Now we've been discussing for a few days that we really are faced with 3 options when solving this problem. The first option is we may decide to count the squares. So if we look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we know that we have 15 squares. We've also talked about ways that would be a little bit quicker. Rather than counting, though it's not difficult to count to 15, we can do it a little more quickly, and we may choose to multiply. So here we would do 5 times 3 gives us 15. And the third one, we know that multiplying is a way of speed counting or even adding quickly. So we can choose to add the rows, how many in each row, adding rows, or we can look at it and add by columns. Either way, these are the three main strategies that we may use to find the area of a rectangle.